got done greasing and tightening the teeth on the rake and going to change the oil on the little tractor and kind of service it. We've been carrying somebody's house around with us. It's great. Glad it didn't catch on fire. Getting the rake set up here. I was gonna get it all serviced and greased, and I don't know that there's a single grease fitting on the thing, which is amusing, interesting. I don't know. Oh, I might have just. Okay, that makes me feel better. So there's at least zerks on the outers. On these guys, I guess you'll just have to take my word for it, but there's nothing down there, and nothing on that thing. So the pivot back here doesn't have any grease fittings at all. I guess they don't move as much as the wheels, so turns out I will grease it. I'll grease the wheels, check teeth, make sure none are missing. There's some that were sloppy on one of these. Yeah, I probably could tighten those up before they fall off. Seems logical. And it looks like people have greased that in the past. It moves maybe a couple times per cutting. I don't know if I want grease all over myself and it for just that. And another surprise to me was the wheel hubs have no grease fittings. On the back or the front, like I just showed you on that other one. I didn't look if the pivot had any. It does not appear so. Check the front. Nope. I'll look a little closer, but it's kind of odd. Usually equipment like this has a decent amount of grease fittings to keep it alive. And of all the weird places, this pivot, again, that gets used, well, for us, probably once a year. I don't know. I might fold it back up, I guess, to park it in between cuttings. But, okay, I'll get those greased. And the fun part will be trying to remember settings and stuff, because that looks way too wide. That's about even with, no, maybe not. It's just cattywampus with the tractor. And it still is a giant space between those. So, I think that's everything. So grease it, check the pressure on the tires, because they need to be a little squishy to take up some of the jarring, bouncing gopher holes and wheel tracks. And my big tires are not squishy. Little car tires are nice and squishy. Which is funny, because I have nothing against the car tires on it, but the ones that are supposed to be on there are so much taller, bigger diameter, rides better. It's 3:30 and it's first day for raking. Figured it'd be fun to see the lights of the tractor from out here. I got my helpers. They're excited to run around and yell at things and maybe find some mice and such. But still love the LEDs on the tractor. They do quite the job. Let that warm up for just a minute. See if the door wants to close. Oh, I guess you take the stuff out of the door and maybe it'll close better. Nope, nope it doesn't. Oh, handle. I have to fix the little handle. There's the inside latch piece gets stuck. Okay. Wonders of having a door on the little tractor. Anywho, we're all pretty much warmed up. We will start slow. Anyway, it's kind of weird to me with this rake. There's no anything to do. Just drive. It's really kind of handy. No hydraulics or anything. It raises and lowers. Get with that set up, but 90% of the time it stays lower. So, I'm going to make sure my width is where I'm going to catch the outside there and outside there. So this is I ran it down at the bottom of the hill a couple months ago just to make sure I was roughly where I needed to be. And I think we're pretty close. It's me weaving back and forth that's causing a mess more than anything. So I think we'll try a productive gear here. See how we do. The width of the windrow right there is the only other thing that I need to pay attention to make sure it's narrow enough that the big tractor will get over it to where we can get it to the feeder of the baler. So it might take 2 seconds to run back and make sure that's still okay. Can't decide if I want to spread it open or not. It catches all the windrow, but I have to pay attention more than I like. Okay, we'll go check the width and then probably switch to time lapse with earplugs in. Not earplugs, but earbuds. And listen to a book and drink coffee. I don't know, you guys probably can't see enough of anything to see, but if I can straddle it of all the weird ways of measuring in my head, that makes sense. I mean, that'll be fine. I don't know. Hey, now you can kind of see what we've made. So we're going to call it good. running around. Let's see if we see what the eyeballs were from. Well, they're not in the field now. But basically all of the wildlife that comes out and hunts at night. Will run into my dog. Well, my dogs will run into them. Probably a bit more of their area than at this point. That was really uneventful. Which probably is good. This is the fun part where we do dodging duck pipes in the field. I should have got the other direction, it's way tighter, but figuring out where your edge of your rake runs is important. So you don't put fences or pipes.
So Sam said he did some filming in the dark, and I'm out here now raking the little pivot. So I've done the outside tower and I'm on the last row. There's one odd row next to the wheel track on most of the towers. So I guess this is the third tower? I guess? I don't really know for sure. Maybe. Yeah? We'll say yes. We'll say it's the third tower. So, so yeah, not a lot to say about all of it. It's going super good. Glad to be back in the tractor and doing my summer job. And it looks like, I don't know, the clouds are kind of dark and yucky, but we haven't gotten any rain in it. So we're hoping that's going to pass. And well, you can see over there, probably over there is better. It's a little bit windy, but the windrows are hanging in there. So we're just going to keep going and see what we can get. So stay tuned and join us for the ride. For Sam, and I hope I didn't make too big of a mess. There's this little triangle section right here that I'm not quite sure how to get, and this little triangle section right here, and then the handline section. So I'm gonna have him come help me with that. And then there's one strip on the side of the big little pivot, sorry, where the risers are, and yeah, it's grass and it's a mess. And so anyway, hopefully I didn't cause too big of a mess for him, and he can finish this up and we'll have raking done. Stay tuned. Sorry for the wind noise, but Sam is finishing all the weird little parts that I left. I am out here moving hand lines so that they are in between the rows, so they're not going to be in the way when he comes and rakes this section or bales. So hopefully we won't need to move them again until it's time to set them up to water. But yeah, there's this string, that one, again, sorry for the wind noise. So that one started down there, went all the way down to there, so not that bad. The other one started right there and went all the way up the hill and around the corner. I know we filmed like from inside the tractor. I don't know if we've ever really known what it looks like outside the tractor, so. It's a little close to some of those hand lines, it feels like, from over here, but maybe over there it has way more room. But anyway, I just think that is super cool to take these two little flat windrows, turn them into one big fluffy one like that. And some of these, that section right there, which that may have been raked a couple of times, it might be a couple different, like some of these little weird triangle pieces that get raked in. But there are some of these that it's too big for me to jump over, so it'll be interesting to see what it all comes out to be bale-wise, and then we can figure our tonnage. So one of the reasons that I did not feel comfortable mowing this section is the hand lines. There's this standpipe riser right in the middle of the field that Sam just did some awesome expert S-turn around that, yeah, it'll be a long time before I can ever do that. But then right over here on the very, very edge of the field is this fence, and again, I can drive down the middle, I can drive down the middle of the field just fine, but you put me next to something and all of a sudden I can't drive straight, I don't know where anything is going, and I don't want to be the one that ruins the rake or takes out a fence. So for at least a little while, this will be the part where Sam gets to finish for us. So thank you, Sam. I don't know if Sam filmed any of it, but he had to, I don't have to, he decided to kind of go through, and apparently the first bale is always different, so you have to do a bunch of things with the setting, and then you can put it on auto and it will tell you what to do, or it will just do its own thing. But so I don't know if this is the only bale or if there's another one out there somewhere, but so far we have at least one bale, and he stopped because of just the way that the hay was. He said the moisture was low where it needed to be, and then all of a sudden it spiked, and we don't want chunks of super wet hay in the middle of the bales because that's what will mold and rot and do all the gross things. So we're gonna wait just a little bit. I don't know how long that is, but when I know, I'll let you know. As far as I'm concerned, first cutting's off to a good start. It did get sprinkled on